points on that one because they're not quite
Stop,
two.
Lou.
That's per game for the Kings this season. Lou, obviously a lot of things went wrong. The Mark Williams thing fell out. So how are we feeling about this pickup?
They went and got some size, and that's what matters. They were looking to go get some size and patch up some things that they had going on their interior defense and offense. Looking for another guy that's going to be a lob threat, that's going to be able to screen, set picks, roll hard. And Alex Len was the guy. I don't mean to laugh, but he hasn't been very productive on the team that he was on, and the expectation level that you have when you put on that purple and gold, wherever he just came from, I believe it was Sacramento, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. The expectation level from Sacramento to the Los Angeles Lakers is completely different. So that 1 point and that one rebound a game, it's not gonna cut it. You're gonna have to get your chops up and get going and be a productive member of this basketball team to make this signing make sense to us, especially when you go from Anthony Davis to Mark Williams to Alex Len. No disrespect to Alex Len, the product level just not there as far as those other two guys go, and fans pay attention. Like I said, the Los Angeles Lakers are one of those teams that they are invested in their team a little bit more dangerously than a lot of other fan bases. They feel like they are a part of this team. I don't know if they're excited about this signing or not, but you had to do something. This was who was available, and this who you had to go out and get. But man, if this doesn't go right, the storm that we're starting to see down in Dallas, and this team kind of goes on a slide, and let it be on the back of them not having any interior defense or somebody that can give them a bucket or two every once in a while in the inside, because they're not going to expect him to be a 10, 15 point a night guy like Mark Williams was. They're not going to expect that. He's going to have to do the small, intangible things to be successful in LA. I don't know if this is the right guy for the job, and that's the nicest way I can say it, Chandler. There you go.
I don't mean to laugh, and then proceeds to laugh. Chandler, what do you think? I mean, it is definitely, when you say it, like Anthony Davis, and then Mark Williams, and now we ended up here. It does feel a little anticlimactic.
It's definitely anticlimactic, but again, who's out there? I heard they were looking at JaVale McGee, and there's a small market.
I'll take that.
I'll take that. And at the end of the day, respect moving forward. This year, the world's won. Next year, America won. So I think this is great, and I think this is the perfect way to get like an in-season competitive game.
In theory, it's a great idea. In theory, and what Chandler just said about pride, right? Like, yeah, I get that part. A lot of these guys show pride, especially in the Olympics, all of those things. But when you got a Canadian and a guy from Slovenia and you got a guy from Greece, they don't really care, right? Usually that pride comes from them sharing the court with former teammates or guys that they grew up with, guys that they know what they've gone through to try to be professionals in the NBA but fell short, but still qualify to be on that Olympic team and go hand in hand with you and go to compete shoulder and shoulder. Those guys won't be present. Like, you're still going to be competing with other NBA players that doesn't necessarily represent that pride that you represent, for your country and for your heritage. On the American side, like, who's gonna show pride in that? Like, it's still gonna be a job to these guys. So on paper, in theory, I love the idea. I think we got a lot of details to work out to the point where this can make sense. Like, if you're gonna play some games overseas, where are you going to play these games overseas? Like, whose country are you going to pick? Somebody's going to feel slighted, and then we're going to have
alternate
the conversation. Yeah, then we're going to have the conversation. Well, what about my country? Or then, well, when are we going to do it in America again? And there's going to be a lot of those things, but just the idea alone, that's something that I would get excited about. That would be a game that I would love to see.
And you know what? You like even come the Olympics, what is the main goal for these other countries, Lou? It's to beat America. To beat USA. We're the best basketball country in the world. We always have been. I think we always will be. That is where I think that level of competitiveness, that competitive nature, that pride will come in. And yeah, it is different countries, combining, and it's different countries coming together, but it's also still for the same goal, and that's to beat USA. So I like this a lot. Again, I think in the season and where you're going to play and who can play, who's competing for a championship for their NBA teams respectively, there's definitely a lot of logistical things to work out. But I would rather play if I was going to be an All-Star game. I'd rather play against a guy for the world team instead of the Eastern Conference NBA team. Like that would mean more to me, even as an American. So, listen, I like it. Obviously, there's some things you got to work out, but we're on to something here to make All-Star Weekend at least fun, exciting to watch.
I like the conversation.
I mean, been talking about this for years. I hope we're not pretending this is new. Adam Silver, by the way, did go. Look, one of the things that he referenced when he has talked about this is the simple math, right? Like there are things that you'd have to take into consideration, and he broke it down that 30% of the league right now is international. So obviously that sort of weighs heavily in favor of a more stacked international team. Because
which, by the way, how does that make Dalton Connect feel? They're looking into this, still trying to actively get rid of you. That's a whole nother can of worms. But listen, at the end of the day, Alex Len, he's a good dude. I played with him in Atlanta. He's 6 fouls to give. He's good size to go up when they do have to go against a Jokic in the playoffs, or the Thunder with Hartenstein and Chet. Anthony Davis, if we can only hope that the Lakers face the Mavs in the playoffs. It's just some more size, some more beef, for them down low, and they had to do it. They have to sign somebody. They're so strong everywhere else on the floor that they had to go and get it big. And look, Alex Len, his stats are 1 point and 1 rebound. I'm sure his minutes are very low. He hasn't had that much opportunity, but at the end of the day, it's just a big that they have there available to guard some of these dominant bigs in the Western Conference.
Couldn't we get like Boogie or maybe Dwight Howard out of retirement? I know Dwight Howard's busy sharing his toothbrush online, which is gross, and we can get into that.
Dwight, he's been out there promoting and trying to get his name in some of these talks, and when you land here, maybe that is a viable conversation that you may need to have at this point. Chandler just reduced the man down to 6 fouls. Like, come on, man.
He did.
You want to know a fun fact about Alex Len?
Scouting report. Go, sure.
I got traded to Atlanta my last year. I offered him $50,000 for his jersey number 25, and he told me no. So the dude doesn't need the money. He does not need the money. So he's
he might. He just didn't. He didn't know that at the time. Maybe that's $50,000. I mean, you can have it. What are we?
And by the way, I ended up playing like 7 games, and my warm up barely came off. So it would have been a very bad investment for me.
Exactly, but a great thing for him.
I don't think the kids say that anymore.
My bad.
The kids
you know what? I really, 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 really like this. And I think All-Star Weekend, All-Star Game, dunk contest, everything has gotten pretty stagnant and pretty dreadful. So I am open to any ideas. And I think when you look at this format, European guys, especially Wemby, Jokic, they're on record saying that it would mean more to them to win a gold Olympic medal than an NBA championship. Mm-hmm. They have so much pride for their country. They go back there every off season. So I think when you put this game together, this is how you can get everybody to play hard. Americans are going to want to be the top dog. We've always been the best basketball country in the world. Europe and other countries, they're starting to catch up to us, right? They have a lot of talented guys, and I think a lot of guys that are in the NBA that are